Just trying to slip in a little bit before the next rainstorm we've had. Some severe ones, almost continuously for like the last 48 hours. Seems like the sun comes out, gets everything nice, steamy hot, and then it rains. And then the sun comes out, gets nice, steamy hot, and it rains. But I want to finish this up, so I'm going to dodge a couple rainstorms here and see if I can get a couple pieces put on and the cables put together now that it's daylight and I can see things. And this little project, well, this part of the little project should be wrapped up. Alright, with the lid on, I'm done. I know a lot of these guys, they just run like a stack out here, but I had like a 10-inch regular old auto air cleaner with a regular auto air filter, and just after like, I don't know, 20 minutes I got back to the dock and like the whole front of the air filter was soggy and like parts of it had been sucked out. Yeah, that's not good. So I put this on it, and ever since I've never had a carburetor problem with it sucking water from coming over the bow. So but yeah, everything's done. Got our cables hooked back up. As I said, this one's a little more complicated and you don't want to fool around with it, because if this doesn't move properly and that doesn't move properly and this isn't right and that isn't right, there is the potential of it locking up. And I was in the driveway one time and it locked up about 3/4 throttle. I don't know how, but something jammed up in here and it didn't come back off, and it was a nightmare. But needless to say, I figured out how to install it properly since then, but it does take a little bit of you got to shim this area here, meaning washers, and so it actually will pivot, but you got to Loctite the backside on, and then you got to put this on, and then you have to put a jam nut here. Long story short, it's just a pain if it's not right, because this will jam this way and then you won't get full throttle, it won't pivot right, this won't work right, and it's just a mess. But when it works, it'll save my life. So I like having it work. But as I said, pretty much everything else is done. It is getting late in the afternoon and we have some weather moving in, so there's not a chance I'm taking it out now, but it's a hit or miss thing down here. This is one of the reasons why the Donzi wasn't like my favorite, because it was kind of like in the same kind of category as this. It was that nice, it had the potential of being Biesemeyer nice. And then I had, you know, the in-between boat. I mean, that one does anything. But it was kind of like, okay, this day I can do the Donzi, and maybe this day I can do the Biesemeyer, and maybe this day I can do the 19. The Donzi, the weather had to be right, you know, and the Biesemeyer, the weather has to be right, you know, and it's just, it gives you a limited amount of time. So sadly today is not one of them. But now this is a big one to get off our major list here. Rudder and strut plate replacement. 4 weeks minimum. 2, 3, all done. Even though I can't go out, there is entertainment in the future. Special Assistant Jack got his first flat tire at his job, so I'm gonna go watch him change it. Well, we made it to the Walmart, and this is Special Assistant Jack's car, and that tire is flat, and holy cow, I can see it right now. There it is. Yeah, we'll fix that up when we get home. We just got to get him on a donut. Well, Special Assistant Jack has to get himself on a donut, but he hasn't come out yet. Here he comes.
Hi.
Hi, Special Assistant Jack.
Thank you. This isn't fun for me. Daniel said hi, by the way.
Oh, hi, Daniel.
I'll send the video to him.
Alright, let's get you fixing the tire.
Alright.
But yeah, the main issue is you don't want to make sure you do a star pattern so you don't cock the wheel on the rim, because it will lock tight.
Yeah.
And you'll think it's tight until you back up and then it starts wobbling back and forth. Okay, are all 5 hand tight?
Yeah.
Now lower your jack down to where the tire just touches the ground. Alright, all you want to do is, now you want to tighten them in a star pattern. You want to go from one, across to the other one, across the other one, down to the other one, up to the other one.
Alright.
And it's good to do it, it's like give it a little bit of a tight, little tight, little tight, little tight, little tight. and then go around again and do the same thing, but with a second harder tight. As I said, it seems like it's a full size spare. I wouldn't even lower it all the way down because you're just going to pick it back up after you get the tire fixed.
True.
All right. And Jack is done his first tire change.
It's sweaty.
He's sweaty. It is 94 degrees out here and we're in a black parking lot.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm pretty confident that he would make it way home if he had a flat tire. Audi. I'm sure I've shown you all my logbook of projects here. I mean, they go back years and years. Every year, and what I don't get done, I just take it over to the next year, you know, and some of these are like really long-term projects. But one of the problems I'm having is remembering when I did what, when. And what I mean by that is like simple things like air filter changes, fuel filters, oil changes, you know, spark plugs, things, just normal maintenance. And fumbling through this book and trying to find out, okay, I did this time and I did that time, is a little bit clumsy, to say the least. So what I've done, instead of just my big project book, I've created a maintenance record. And it's just for simple things like filters and oil changes, spark plugs, things like that. And I just have a place for the vessel, you know, the date I did it, what I performed, you know, some other notes if I need it. And this way I have an easy reference to go back and say, oh, damn, I haven't done this in a while. So, and when I was going through and filling out the first page of the list here, I noticed that I haven't changed spark plugs in the 19 in about 3 years. I mean, it doesn't say much about the race boat either. We did all that work last year, and I didn't change plugs in it either. So I've decided I've got at least a chore to do in the 19. It's been periodic thunderstorms off and on, and it's dry enough now that actually I can get it done. So I'm going to go ahead and slap that out, and hopefully catch a tide here in the next day or so, because I also have this big box of trailer brackets down here. About $60 in brackets and another probably $30 in hardware to go put it on. But that'll stop that whole back end from falling off the trailer, and that would be a very big plus. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done before the sun gets over here and bakes me. Well, they don't look as bad as I thought. But I'm ready for some new rounds in the chamber, so to speak. I was going with a 45 Ts. And I decided this time I'm going to go a little hotter and go with the R44 Ts. I wanted the 43s, but man, they all had like extended tips and stuff, and I don't really want to do that because this thing, it's got dome pistons in it, so there's not a whole lot of room in there to be fooling around with extended length of the spark plug, but it definitely was time to do it. Okay, we got all 8 plugs in. Everything's looking good, and second set looked as bad as the first, but that was expected. I am having a bit of an issue. Electrical issue. Not really sure what's going on. I think it may have something to do with the battery, but I went ahead and I did my load tester over there. I actually bought one because I've had so many damn batteries around here. And I load tested both of them. They came out okay. I mean, I don't know. But at the moment, according to the gauge on the dash, it's holding about, I don't know, 11.9, something like that, which they say is within the good range, but I don't know. I'm not a very big fan of that. So I'm probably in the market for a new, at least one new battery. We'll see how that works out. Don't like the idea of, you know, having a battery kill me out in the middle of the bay there. Or it's the starter. I don't know which yet. Maybe the starter's going bad and killing the battery. I don't know. It's just one of those head scratching things. Because I got a battery switch down there, and of course I turn my stuff off because I have a lot of aluminum, and even if I do have stray voltage, I don't want it running through the motor while it's sitting out here. Just don't know. I guess I can do a process of elimination at some point. I mean, starters aren't that expensive. Batteries are getting expensive though, so I'd prefer to figure out which one is which. Part of my daily routine around here in Race Boat Life is we feed the birds. So we take this bucket here, which is about, I don't know, about 1.5 gallons, I think it is. And we put 2 scoops of corn in. Then a scoop of bird seed, and another scoop of corn, and Another scoop of bird seed. Kind of give it a mix up here. And we just go outside and we dump this stuff. We tried bird feeders and all that good stuff for a while, and they always ended up on the ground. Just seems like a better way of doing things. We just buy bulk. I figure somewhere around $30 a month, about $1 a day. Between the deer, the squirrels, and whatever else is out here, which apparently is quite a bit. They just tear everything down anyway. Any kind of bird feeders or anything like that you get to, they'll end up on the ground and they'll eat it all out. And for what we bring in around here and wildlife, it's not so bad. Can't always get their attention. Yesterday they came in like friggin' a herd of cows. I don't know, it was about 8 or 10 of them. Oh, here comes Red. Red fox is always good. You want this, Red? Come on. I won't make it come up to the camera. Look how pretty that tail is. That's Red fox. You're getting awful brave, bro. Hey, you want this? Here, don't. There you go. Take it. Say, bud. And that's pretty much our contribution to the wildlife around here. Along with feeding the wildlife, there is that little bit of a contribution of us leaving those woods. I love it over here, to be honest. It's always 10 degrees cooler during the summertime. And it's the wildlife it brings in. I mean, I understand that most people can't grow woods, but if you're clearing your property for a house or something, it's really something to think about, because it takes a long time to grow a tree. Having all the birds come in also just cuts down on the bugs. So it's all plus, 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 plus. Now back to something real. So, yeah, this is a wet girl. A real one. Hopefully in a few minutes on the video here, or a few seconds on the video here, here they come. But, you know, if either way, damn it. Uh-oh. Wow, we're still recording. It's been sitting in the seat the whole time. It's been recording. I've already told you all about my book of... let's try it one more time. Yesterday they came in like friggin' a herd of cows.